The fix is in. The Sports Fix.
Portions of the Sports Fix brought to you by GV Art and Design. It's not just a shirt, it's a statement. GVArtwork.com.
Sports Fix listeners, don't wait all day or all week to get in on the fun. The party doesn't stop when we go off the air all week long. The Sports Fix social media sites are your one-stop shop for all things Cleveland sports. Jump over to Facebook.com/TheSportsFix, Facebook.com/TheSportsFix, and become a fan today because we love fans and they create some of the best sports talk in town, Daddy. You'll enjoy talking to your fellow Cleveland sports fans on the Sports Fix fan page. And if Twitter's your thing, well, you know how we do it. Tweet with us at The Sports Fix CLE. It's that simple. Twitter.com/TheSportsFixCLE, baby. Chat live with the crew during all your favorite Cleveland sports events, tickets and contests and trivia and so much more. Get with us today, The Sports Fix on social media. Facebook.com/TheSportsFix. Tweet with us at The Sports Fix CLE. Join The Sports Fix on Facebook and Twitter today.
Hey Cleveland, this is Anderson Varejão of the Cleveland Cavaliers. You are listening to the Sports Fix.
Live in Ohio, it's time to get your fix. The Sports Fix.
Bam, there we go, on the air. Welcome in, everybody. We're live. We're rolling. The Sports Fix Thursday. Thursdays are always loaded. Today, no exception here as we get ready to get rocking and rolling. As you guys see, especially some of you that follow us on social media, all kinds of last-minute stuff, getting things done last minute today. I'm sending out the Facebook invitation for the show like 30 seconds before noon. It was one of those where you keep going, oh man, I forgot to do this, I forgot to do that, because I had some phone call meetings. Matter of fact, I've got a business meeting again a week ago, Thursday, today again, to continue to work on some of the things that I've told you guys about. Hopefully kind of nail a few of those things down here today so I can make some solid announcements for what's coming. But big meeting coming up here after the show, so I'm scrambling, but we're here, we're on the air. As I said, loaded slate, gonna be that way every Thursday throughout the football season. Today even more with all the stuff in the news. Boy, the NFL has found themselves under some fire here. We're going to talk about all of that. We'll talk with the BSK Kendall Lewis. He joins us here just about 15 minutes from now. We're going to talk to Kendall about his thoughts on the Browns and the Steelers from last week, his takeaway on the upcoming battle with the Saints here, whatever his thoughts are. Maybe, I gotta tell you, Josh Gordon, I'm going to talk to you guys some more about that. I did some research last night after our conversation because I had some people talk to me off the air about the things we were talking about on the air, and I went and found how long this negotiation has been going on. I've got some interesting facts there, but Kendall Lewis is going to join us. We'll talk about the the new law firm in town of Crowell, Tate, and West. While Tate takes a break, let's see if the other two, man, I saw some discussions this morning and some comparisons to those two, and it's way too early to make some of the comparisons that I've seen people make. But that being said, I could see where some people are coming with that too. We'll talk about all of that with Kendall Lewis here. We'll look forward to the Saints. We've got Mike Brandenberry from didthetribewinlastnight.com coming up as the Indians, they're kicking it off now here, getting ready to start playing. First pitch is just moments away. Rained out last night, Mother Nature. You know what? I think it was a good thing. You got to realize this team, no days off all the way through. I mean, I know you got to play two today, but maybe it's a good thing to be able to get that day off and move forward with the rest of this stretch here, coming down the stretch run. We're going to talk to Mike Brandenberry from didthetribewinlastnight.com about all of that. BJ Rudell, author of Fantasy Football for Winners, as always, 1:30 today. He's with us every Thursday, giving you time to set your lineups before Thursday night football, before the fantasy football week rolls on. We'll talk to him about who you should sit and start, who's his sleepers this week, and all of that as we move forward with that. A lot of things, your calls, we're going to get to it. I've already got callers zooming in on the phone lines now. I don't know how many I can take, guys. As I say, Thursdays is usually a maybe one phone call at the beginning, and then we get on it at the end because we've got a lot of guests here. 216-539-7535, the number to call. You know what? Let me back up. Let's do this right. Welcome into the Sports Fix, you guys. And you know what? Before I even get into the show, get into anything else, of course, not a single person out there needs me to say what I'm going to say, but today being September 11th, of course, always the reminder of what that day means. And my friend Raymond Rowe, wrestler for Ring of Honor, he posted he posted a photo here this morning, and just the way he encapsulated it, he said, "I don't want to hear what you know, what you think you know, what you think you don't know. Innocent people died, and more innocent people died trying to save those innocent people. And on a day like today, that's what you always remember." So, you know, if you've got, like he said, if you've got something to say, be respectful or be silent. And those are your two choices. But, you know, always remember, never forget. So many people, you know, of course, take advantage of the days like this for public relations means. And you know who those people are. You can always tell. But, you know, that's why I said what I said. You don't need me to say it. That's why I'm not going to prolong and drag it out. Everybody knows what today is, and everybody knows why. You never forget. So I just wanted to get that out in the open before we start things. Now, let's do the official introduction. Welcome into the Sports Fix. I'm J-Rock, the big daddy on the microphone. Jerry Myers is what they named me at birth. You guys call me the coordinator of the madness here on the Sports Fix each and every weekday at noon, live across the Sports Fix radio network. So thank you guys for joining us there. However you're doing that, whether you're listening live on TuneIn and TuneIn's radio app worldwide, perhaps you're listening on Spreaker and Mixler, you're on the website, our home base, thesportsfix.net, or perhaps you're listening to us, one of the thousands around the world, listening on digital delay 24/7 on iHeartRadio, on iTunes, on SoundCloud and Stitcher and CarPlay and all of the different places that you may download us, subscribe to us, all the ways that you follow us around the world. Thank you guys so much once again for doing it, not just today, but each and every day. Phone lines 216-539-7535. That's the number to call. As I said, not going to take calls during the bulk of today's show. That's right, Charles, in the chat room. I'm the conductor of the madness, not the coordinator. There you go. If you can't get to the phones, or on a day like today when we're not taking phone calls very much, you can keep the conversation going on Facebook and Twitter and email, facebook.com/thesportsfix. Tweet with us at the Sports Fix CLE. As I say that, Joe Manasco follows us there on Twitter. He's a member of the Sports Fix Fantasy Football Challenge. I do recognize that name. At the Sports Fix CLE, all one word. You can email us, thesportsfix@AOL.com. And, you know, we're not going to spend, I can't wait, about 8 minutes from now, the BSK Kendall Lewis is going to be on the phone, and we're going to talk about football, the kind that happens on the field. We've spent this entire week, and we're going to spend more time, of course, talking about all the mess going on around the NFL. I'm going to quickly catch you guys up on the latest, and then we're going to go to the phones for a quick take before we get Kendall on the show. The latest that comes out yesterday, as you guys know, we talked about NOW coming out and several groups starting to apply the pressure. And one thing we talked about, whether it was with John McMullen, Dan Wismar, Dr. Football, we've had many conversations this week. And the one thing I always said about the NFL and Roger Goodell, and we know, we're talking with the nudge, nudge, wink, wink, but able to keep that layer of protection between themselves of what they did and didn't know. And as long as that little bit of plausible deniability, the term I keep using is there, then they may have been able to keep themselves insulated from more than just bad public relations. But yesterday, the AP may have blew the top off of that. And I'm telling you, I'm waiting. I joked on Twitter yesterday. I'm waiting for TMZ to bust out with the video of Roger Goodell watching the video of Ray. I'm telling you, you know it. It's somewhere. There's that. I'm joking, but it is already. What did I say yesterday, you guys? In this day and age, nothing doesn't come to the surface, and if there is proof, it'll come out, and it'll come out quickly. Just like that, we weren't off the air an hour. The AP broke a story that a police officer who has not come forward with his name because he believes that he will be easily identified at that point who he is, but he claims to have a voicemail that has been listened to and verified by the AP where he sent the tape 3 months ago to the NFL. And on this voicemail, a woman who is, it's not identified who she is, acknowledges the receipt of the video from the NFL and says, I agree, it's terrible, which insinuates that the video was watched by somebody who received it. So there is already a smoking gun out there that it was directly sent to the NFL. The officer who was quoted said it was sent to the NFL to aid them. They wanted to make sure that they got the video before they wrapped up their investigation. So now that's out there. The NFL, and this is where, you know, I'm going to tell you guys now, if you're hearing stories about this independent investigation, baloney. I'll blow the top off of that right here. They're telling you that they've went out and hired an independent investigator, Robert Mueller, out there to investigate how they handled the Ray Rice investigation. And that sounds all good and well. You're thinking, okay, it's an outside arbitrator, an outside investigator. They've got no reason. Now, first off, they're hired by the NFL. Now, that pendant, there's the ability there. But let me add a couple of other layers to that. They've put the oldest of the old guard in charge of this investigation, as far as you've got the Rooneys and the Mara family there overlooking this thing, making sure that it's on the up and up. That's always going to have a little bit of the worry of the nudge, nudge, wink, wink. We're helping each other, get through this thing. But I can look past that. Let's go to the next part. To the next part of that equation, and you start talking about the fact that the man hired, Robert Mueller, works for the law firm who works with the NFL, who recently helped them take care of that multi-billion-dollar DirecTV contract that they signed. The minute you hear that, you can throw any hope for an independent investigation right on out the window. There are so many outreaches of this thing between the investigator and the law firm and the NFL. Come on, man. I mean, very quickly, can you handle a situation worse than the NFL has handled this? And I'm talking about from day one, when they knew the things that you and I didn't know, when we knew things that we hadn't even seen for ourselves were being reported that they knew. We know what they knew at that time. They've just botched this thing up from the very beginning, from day one. And then now, with all of this swirling, the way the NFL handles it is to send their commissioner on television to say, no, I don't think I should be fired. Gotta like that, by the way. I joked yesterday that they asked themselves the tough questions in the NFL. Roger Goodell, should you be fired? No, I don't think so. Josh Gordon, do you have a drug problem? No, I don't think so. I mean, way to put the pressure on guys. And I'm only kind of making a scapegoat there out of Gordon, but it was funny that both of those came out in the same day. But I mean, now on top of that, when you know you've got to do something to restore some kind of faith that there's going to be a even keel investigation on this thing, instead you go to the old crony network and you hire somebody who, no matter what, my point is, even if Mueller was going to do this thing on the up and up, you've now clouded it with doubt. Nobody is going to believe that this is a truly independent investigation, so you screwed yourself either way. You screwed yourself either way, man. And I agree with you, by the way, there, Chris. I said this the other day on the show. I said, forget the NFL for a minute, because that's the one place that's not getting enough of the blame here. Is let's look at the police department, because I don't know about the NFL. I don't know about Roger Goodell. One person that I know saw the tape was the police department, and I think that if this much hailstorm rightfully deserved is coming down on the NFL, how about that police department and that prosecutor? I know John McMullen doesn't agree with me. He says that, these types of deals are made all the time, but, at the same time, I don't know. I find it difficult for me to understand, even if you want to say in the unfair way of aiming and targeting at a celebrity or a famous person, an athlete, whatever. For that reason alone, they usually overcharge instead of undercharge. And then when you've got as explosive proof as that videotape there and the extended, by the way, we mentioned it yesterday, a lot of you have only seen that quickie TMZ video with no sound. A lot of you have not seen the video of him spitting multiple times on her, of him disrespecting her even more egregiously than the matter of striking her, which is the point that